Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to show you how you can position and rotate one volume in the center of another volume. So I have here this cylinder over here which is flat, in this case aligned with the floor, and then I have this tube which is rotated at a certain angle. I just randomly rotated, I don't even know the exact angle. And now I need to have them aligned and position one inside the other. So I want to show you a few ways how to do it. First, I'm going to show you how you can solve this in two separate problems. We're first going to solve the rotational problem. I can rotate the cylinder to match this rotation. I mean the tube or hollow cylinder, whatever you call it. I can rotate this rotated object to match the flat cylinder, or I can do vice versa. I'm going to choose now the cylinder to do this approach, and I'm going to rotate it first to be aligned exactly like this, and then I'm going to solve the alignment issue to put it in the center. So for this, there's two tools that I can use. The idea here is I need to snap it automatically. I need to move it in position and snap it. So let me show you. So we have a magnet tool in the move tool. So move is basically using these that we call gizmos, these points over here, to move it. And I can move it to any location randomly, but there's an option in advanced settings which is called magnet. And when you move it with the magnet, when you turn on magnet, you will see this gizmo, the center gizmo, gets a magnet icon. So that means it will act like a magnet. But now I need to have the center of this point, or this surface, at least, this surface, to magnet to something where I move it. It will kind of like act like a magnet. So if I choose this surface, it will stick to whatever surface I do. It will automatically rotate. So for this, I just need to go manual gizmo position. I need to click on this surface, and then I need to use this magnet to move it to this surface over here, to hover it on top of the surface. That's how the magnet is doing it. And now I can align it. But before I show you align it, I want to show you another option that it's the exact same magnet tool, but instead of the move. So I'm going to undo it, and then I'm going to show you how to solve the alignment issue. So now we first solve the rotational issue. Okay, so we have a tool that is called, in utilities, a tool that is called align. Now align has a few options, has position and angle. Align is to solve the alignment issue. I'll come back to this for a moment. I wanted to show first the snap tool. So the second tool in utilities is snap. And in snap, there's the same concept where you have a magnet. And snap is, you could think about like an extension of the move tool. Move is you moving with the gizmo, while snap is you click on a point where you want to move it to. But you can do the same thing where you can set, the same we have in the move tool manual gizmo position. Here is an option manual origin position. So I can click on the origin. I can choose this origin point over here. Let's say the center of this, and then I can go to, if you turn on the wireframe, you can see the center and see make it easy to snap to turn it on. And then I can move the move action to move something. Instead of using gizmos, I can simply click where I want to move it to. So I want to move it to this, and this basically does the same thing. So it's the magnet that does the trick. It's just a matter if you move it with the move tool, magnet icon, or if it's snap and you click on any other point where to snap it to. It's a little bit difficult because this is not a very big surface, so you have to make sure to click on top of this face, any place to snap it to. You see we snap centers there, you can just snap it to any center point. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the align tool, and the align tool is where we solve. Align has a few options. First I'm going to show you the basic, the position, and here we can choose a mesh. So I have this mesh called mesh 3. I can rename it, but that's how it's named now. So I'm going to align it to mesh 3, and by default this is the bottom, so you move it to the middle. So you have to make sure sometimes this is also set different. So you have to make it to the middle and to the center, and that's basically it. Because they're both to the same orientation, I have no problem aligning this volume into this volume, and that solves the problem. Okay, so as I said, in this case what we did is we used the magnet to solve the rotational issue, and now we use the align tool to solve the positioning issue. Now I want to show you how we can actually, let's undo it, go back here, how we can use the align tool to do both of them. So let me go back to the align tool. In the align tool we have this angle option. In an angle option there's an option to set an origin edge. So what I want to do is I want to choose this edge over here. So you choose this edge, and you see it gives me this red, it highlights the edge that is selected in green, and the top it gives me this red dot, and this means that this point is going to align to the other given point. And now I need to give it a reference edge. So I can choose a reference edge here, for example, but I wouldn't know how to calculate. I know the center volume of this. So I'm just going to choose the draw option, and I'm going to draw an edge from here till here. Okay, so I know the inside of this volume over here is I think this was 50. the inside here was 50, because I did a cylinder and I deleted top and bottom, and cylinder size was 50, a default cylinder type, and then I added thickness. I don't remember how much my thickness was, but I think I added thickness to the outside. So meaning is the inside here is 50, and this I made a size half, 25. This size of the cylinder is 25. So now that I know I have this point to this point, I can snap the points if you go swap origin direction. So this would be swapped. And now I have this option translate to reference. That's the default. If I check this off, it will just rotate without positioning. But translate is basically the idea that it's aligned. You can think about like aligning it. So this will align it to the position, and then these options, the angle, will rotate it. So now what I'm going to do here is I can turn on local offsets. This is the main tool over here that we need, the local offset. If I turn it on, it gives me these gizmos, tell me where I can make an offset. So I see the blue goes in this direction, positive, meaning I have to move it in this direction, positive, and the blue is the z-axis. So over here I put in a 25, positive 25. So in this case, this would move 25, so the center would be positioned because, yeah. So, and then I click apply, and look what we got over here. This is positioned over here. Okay, so I just want to say that there's actually a task in SelfCAD to improve this tool. Angle is a relatively new tool, and it will be improved. That will make it life much easier. It will give you the option to snap to a center. Instead of doing what I just did, I could just draw a line and have here also and make center point to center point, a little bit more improvements. But for now you can do it. It's just going to make it even easier after that. But nonetheless, what we did over here is that we have the align angle option solves both problems, rotation plus the movement, and you could choose just one of them. As I said, if you see, you can swap the direction at this point, and if you don't let's say snap this, if you don't translate, it will just do the rotation without moving. Or if you do the translate is actually a technical name, most software, for move. And this is as I said, align angle is a new tool, so it uses more technical terms. It may still be improved everything over here to make it even easier. But the idea here is that always the tools go through 2-3 versions until it gets the perfect version, and this is relatively new. But in any case, this is doing both of them. It does the rotation and it does the translation, which is basically positioning, moving, while position is just moving. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Actually, let me show you just one other tip, a small tip. How you can do another thing is rotating this. So suppose you want to add something over here and make this some gear or whatever, something to rotate this inside this. And it will have a similar flow, but instead of using move tool, we're going to use rotation tool. And in rotation tool, we have the same concept of manual transformation direction. So over here, I don't really care about the position. I want to have a direction. So I can do the position where it should rotate. For example, rotate from this position, the center here, and it gives me positioned over here. But this wouldn't help me. It will still not work because these gizmos are not aligned in the same axis as this. So direction will give me the axis. And for this, I go direction, and I can simply choose a direction. Actually, it's hard for me to draw inside here. So let me just see how I can rotate my scene. I don't remember. I can't rotate my scene. I have to rotate it before. Somehow I have no way to rotate it while the tool is on. So I think this needs to be improved. Give me some way to rotate it. But anyways, unless I'm mistaken, yeah, I can use the cube over here to rotate. Okay, so for now this is the only option I can rotate because my mouse is active with something else, but I can click on this cube to rotate it. Okay, good to know. So anyways, let's go back to the problem here. So I can go manual transformation direction. So I can click on this one over here, and let's move it a little bit, give me space to draw, and I click here. So I give it the direction. If you see now, this gizmo is rotated aligned with this, and I can push the position. This is not necessary, just easier to see it, and this will be aligned over here, but the main thing is this rotates over here. So now you can see the green is aligned perpendicular to this, so this is the axis. So if I choose my green axis, look how I rotate this perfectly fine, and this can keep on spinning, rotating inside because they are aligned, and this is what the direction is doing. Okay, I hope this was helpful, and please let me know in the comments if you want me to show anything else. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.